everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Look, you did it again. I don't even know how many weeks we've been this consistent, but we've been consistent. Even when we don't feel like it, we still showing up. Give it up for us. So what I want you to do is like, subscribe, and comment. Comment your favorite thing so that I'll know that this is working for you. So today we're going to talk about forgiveness. And I know it's a pretty touchy subject, but it's gonna work for us. We're gonna be okay. Watch. So I just want to testify about how forgiveness helped me, healed me, allowed me to become better with what I was holding in and harboring. So with forgiveness for me, I had to forgive. First of all, I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive myself because for a lot of things. I had to forgive myself and take accountability for just for betraying myself. I used to say things like, let me never say you will never, because you never know what you will say. You never know what you would do. But I said, I would never do this. And two, I had boundaries that I didn't stand firm on. So I literally had to forgive myself. I literally, And I also had to forgive myself in my marriage and also in my divorce. Because when I got divorced, I was feeling really, 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 really horrible because I'm just like, dang, I vowed to God and I also vowed to, my husband or my ex-husband. But now I literally, it was a whole forgiving, y'all. I had to forgive and literally cry out to God, and it was crazy. Forgiveness on that realm was wild, but it was crazy. It was so transformational. It was so, when I tell you forgiving, it sometimes look as though you're not, it's self-care. My friend said that too. My homegirl said that today when we was talking. Forgiveness is self-care. And I also had to forgive my dad. I had to forgive my dad because, and it was so weird because I'm just like, God, why? When God told me when I was getting myself together, when God was healing me and telling me what I had to forgive, I literally, when he said my dad's name, I'm like, Dad, and your mom. I'm just like, my mama? What you mean? He said, you have to forgive them because it's something in I want your heart to be pure. It was something in your heart that was not right. It was something in your heart towards your parents that was not right. So I had to literally say, okay, God, what is it? And I literally had to forgive my dad for, number one, not being present in my life as if I wanted him to be present in my life. I literally had to forgive him for that. And I also had to forgive my mom because I was, and this is so transparent. Mommy, I love you. But I had to forgive my mom because I was a little mad at her because I'm like, dang, Ma, is it true? You know what I mean? I was pretty much blaming my mama, and then I was, for him not being there and this and that. It was a lot of stuff going on, and God literally allowed me to forgive my mommy and actually love on her and just continue to call her, just be there for her. Try my best to get it together with my mom, also with my dad, because also forgiving my dad, It was good. It was amazing forgiving my daddy and talking to him and just, allow him to be a dad, giving him a second chance, because we have to understand this. God give us second chances every second and third and fourth and fifth. God give us chances after chances, y'all. If you still living today, God has literally gave you umpteen. He didn't forgiving you umpteen times. But we're going to get into that. So the scripture I have for that is in Ephesians 4:30 and 32 says, and be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you. So we have to be reminded of that scripture. He has forgiven us. Every single time we did something that we should have, we know we did. We know we're supposed to be charged for that. We know we're supposed to be convicted for that sin. We know we're supposed to be convicted for that doing, but we wasn't. He literally forgiven us. He said in his word, I forgive you. So why not allow us to be tenderhearted and kind and not angry, even though this some stuff that we gotta forgive be so challenging, y'all. Oh, it be challenging, but it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna forgive. I'm gonna forgive. I'm gonna, get back, and I'm just gonna forgive this. So the definition of forgiveness is intentionally letting go of resentment and anger towards someone who has wronged you, regardless of whether they deserve it. Regardless if they deserve it, because what we got to understand is most of the time to be like, okay, God, I'm not forgiving him or I'm not forgiving her because I didn't even do nothing to them. But the freedom it's going to free you. So why not forgive them for that, for what they done? Maybe they didn't even know they did anything. And a lot of times people don't even be knowing they offend us. People don't even be knowing they offend us. But because of our own experiences and our own traumas and our own things that we are dealing with, we think that people are doing things purposely. People don't most of the times do stuff purposely. Sometimes we got to give people grace. We got to extend grace because we don't know exactly if they're doing something on purpose or they're trying to be this person just because they're just being this person. No, sometimes it's okay to forgive and reach out. Like, what did you mean this by this? Or, just try to figure out. Communication is key, guys. We got to understand that. Also, most times forgiveness isn't for the person. It's for you and your freedom, which I already said that. It's for your freedom. It's literally for your freedom. You have to understand is when you hovering something and you trying to understand exactly what's going on, or you're trying to you're not forgiving this person, but you feeling all of these feelings towards somebody, it's taking over you. It's allowing your emotions and your feelings to be angered. Forgive, because nothing or nobody should have that much power over you. And once they have that much power over you, it's time for you to forgive, sweets. It's time for you to forgive. You want to forgive. You want to forgive. Because it's time to forgive. Period. Forgiveness does not mean to reconcile. So basically, reconciliation, you don't have to, you can forgive without somebody knowing. You forgiving them in their heart. You giving them to God. You surrendering them to God. Like, Lord, I surrender them to you. And but you don't have to reconcile. Forgiveness is one thing. Reconciliation is one thing. I understand. Jay, what does reconciliation mean? Reconciliation is the process of restoring a relationship that has been broken. You restoring that relationship that has been broken. But you got to pray and ask God, is this a forgiving point to where you want me to reconcile? Because sometimes you forgive something or someone and you just forgive them. I love you from over here. But sometimes you forgive someone and God wants you to reconcile. God wants you to be back in their life. But we have to become, and we have to be mature enough to acknowledge that. We have to be mature enough to go after that. We have to be mature enough to seek that from God. Because a lot of times people don't know exactly, okay, God, how do I do this? How do I do that? You're going to pray to him. He's going to direct your path. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all the ways, acknowledge him so he can direct you. He's going to direct you. He's going to direct you. So the next thing is forgive yourself and others. And it may be challenging forgiving those and yourself. A lot of times when we think about forgiveness, it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because this person was, and sometimes, like I said before, sometimes forgiveness is like, God, I didn't do nothing to them. Why do I have to forgive them? And it may even look like I didn't do nothing to them. But take yourself back to the closet and see what you ignored. Because even if you didn't do anything, you probably still did. You probably still did. And no matter if you don't think you did, it's always so good to go back to the drawing board. Because it's like, it has to be something that I either did not acknowledge, did not see, was blind to, that I didn't, it was something. It had to be something. So what I want you to do is I need you to go back to the drawing board. Okay, like for instance, with my mom, because I was like, oh, she did this and she done that. And it was just like, that's your mama, Janiqua. It say honor their mind. So honor your mom and your father so that your days will be long. God literally said, give her to me. He literally told me, give your mom to me. And my mama didn't do nothing. My mama did the best she can. My mama did the best she can. My mama did a good job for me, I think. But I just was in my head. And I just was like, oh God, and blaming my mama for things that he didn't do. My father didn't do. But now he's good. Like I said, he's wonderful. He's trying his best to, and I'm not gonna say redeem because that sounds crazy. But we're doing a wonderful jobs reconciling with one another. I'll say that. I love you, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. Okay, so forgiveness to yourself is most times because you betrayed your beliefs. But the good news is you can decide to forgive yourself again. I'm going to say that one more time. Forgiveness to yourself most times because you betrayed your beliefs, what you believed about yourself. But the good news is you can choose to forgive again. So even though you was like, oh, this relationship wasn't for me, or you had these boundaries set into place, but you didn't even stand on your own boundaries. So now it's like, ooh, I gotta forgive myself. And that's what I'm talking about with forgiveness. And you think you didn't know what you did. That's it. You know what you did because you said that you were going to date and not allow him to come to your house. Now he's living here. That was one of your boundaries that you did not stand tall on. And that's the reason why this forgiveness of yourself, you have to forgive yourself because you know, not nobody else. You betrayed yourself. You know what I mean? You know you betrayed yourself. You know you did. But it's okay because I got good news. You can decide to forgive yourself again. It's never too late. It's never too late to put yourself first. It's never too late to put your boundaries first. It's never too late to introduce yourself to God. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. God is the God of time. It's never too late. He got this. He got this for you. And I know he do. He got it for you. I'm just keep going. Facing what happened and taking accountability allows you to heal and forgive yourself. Pretty much what I just said. You have to take accountability for the things that you've done. And also for the way you look at it and the way you see it, your perspective. Because a lot of times what we do is it's like, oh, this person wronged me, or I wronged myself, or or however you want to put it. And it's like, you gotta take accountability for the part that you played. You have to take accountability for the way that you were in this situation. Okay. And also forgiving others is something you have to choose to do. It has to be a choice. You have to choose to forgive. You have to choose to want to, okay, let me choose this. But y'all, we're going to bring somebody back in here. We're going to bring my girl back in here. So today we just want to ask you some questions and allow you to expound on some things. So the first question that I want to ask you, just for, the viewers to know, or how to, just a different perspective. What do you believe about forgiveness?
I believe forgiveness is a way of healing your heart. Because if you carry that much weight of not forgiving people, you know how much heavy and painful living this life would be?
Woof. Yeah.
Because I carried a lot of people that I haven't forgiven, and this bag weighs so heavy that I have to drag everywhere I'm going in life.
Wow.
That it takes some mental and emotional space.
Yeah.
And you can't operate functionally in this world.
That's good. You can't operate functionally in this world without forgiving someone or yourself.
Yes, because
and exactly, yeah, forgiving someone or yourself. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I wanted to add too.
Yeah.
I think an important thing to know is that if you carry that bag of unforgiveness,
yeah,
do you know how many decisions you're going to be making based on those unforgiveness?
Oof.
A lot.
Yeah.
Because if, for example, like for me, I had issues with my father. So when I was in relationships, there are certain things that my dad triggered me. And I would put that onto my partner. And that way, me doing that, I didn't realize, like, I didn't forgive my dad.
Ooh, wait a minute. That's so good. That's so good. So what your partner was doing triggered what was not healed for your dad. The forgiveness that's really good, Leslie. Could you explain more on that?
Yeah, so I'll go more deep into my testimony for forgiveness. So I carried the weight and the baggage of both my parents, my mom and my dad. And the biggest weight that I kept for a while is my dad. I hated him. I'll be honest. Ooh. I hated him because of how he raised his family and how he raised me. I witnessed what I would not want in a man.
Jesus.
And because I carry the weight and I always hated him and I just felt like there was supposed to be justice against him. So I distanced myself and I made sure like no contact from me because I was just fed up. And throughout the years and looking back in my past relationships, that weight of unforgiving my dad really translate every relationship that I had. And it always led up of not forgiving my dad.
Yeah.
And
wow.
And it's just affected every relationship that I did have. And with my mom, I didn't forgive my mom because I saw her as like, you're a role model for me. And I felt like you didn't really hit that mark as a mom.
Yeah.
Like, why would you be with a man that mistreated you and mistreated your children for so long? Yeah. So I lost respect for both of my parents. And that triggered me. So when I dated people, I would see them as my father. I'm like, Jesus. If you're not my dad, great. But if you start acting like him, I'm out. Or you give me any sense of like triggers, I'm out. Jesus. But now with my mom, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be naive and I'm not going to lose my respect. So I'm going to make sure I'm dominant in this relationship. Wow. So it was like,
that's real good. So now I'm about to be dominant. Now I'm about to rule over. I'm not even about to be in this feminine energy because it was never given to me. So I'm not going to take on this role. That's really good because what we got to understand is this. A lot of times we don't know, but we are in relationships, friendships, any type of relationships triggered because we haven't healed. We haven't healed, or we have not forgiven. We haven't healed. We haven't forgiven. We haven't allowed God to show us exactly what it is in us that we need to be more conscious about, or even like, come on now, like we have to get it together. That's good. That's good.
And I do want to kind of go back to what I said is, if you haven't forgiven someone, you're going to make decisions based on it. And I'll be transparent because I'm not afraid of my past. Sure. But I made sure, it's going to sound really bad, I made sure that the people that I dated was someone who I could have control over. Ooh. because I saw my dad control my mom. So even though I'll be honest, even though I was like, I'm never gonna be my mom, I'm never gonna be my dad.
And that's another thing. You can't never say never.
And then I started,
because you start being just that.
And then ever since I forgave my dad, how I forgave my dad, I haven't reached out to him, but I prayed and I cried and I worshiped, I journaled everything, and I poured everything to God about it. And I literally felt like I regained 20 years back in my life.
Wow.
Because that was 20 years of me living there and seeing that. It literally felt like God just shrunk 20 years in 1 year. Like, oh, that just happened in 1 year. You're good. I'm like, whoa, I felt so light. And then I forgave my mom. And now I actually reconciled with my mom. So me and my mom are great. Yes. Eventually, I do know down the road, I do want to reach out my dad. But
down the road, in time. Mm-hmm. I love that. And I love that you are transparent, and you pretty much is saying that in time, I'm going to allow him to get that space again. And that's what I said. You have to know when it's time to actually approach or reconcile with somebody. Mm-hmm. When you got to know the right time, because you can mess it up. You know what I mean? And that's why you want to pray. You want to pray. You want to get into God. You want to continue to be everything that you want to be in God. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else?
I would say for the people out there watching, if you're like, I don't really know about forgiveness, there's one thing I want to say now. When they say time will heal, don't believe that. Please do not believe that, because I said that. I was like 18 years old. I'm like, I'm going to leave the house. I'm not going to be with my family, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to move. But that haunt me, that being able not to forgive my dad and my mom literally bled through my relationships. Woo. And I was like, oh, time will heal. No, it didn't. It numbed it. But when a trigger came up, I'm like, flashback to my past. Wait a second. So no, please don't.
That's so good. Time didn't heal. It numbed it.
Mm-hmm. Until someone had to poke it, and I'm like,
time didn't heal. It numbed it until I got in relationship, and then it poked it, and now I'm exploded again.
Back again.
Because that's what happens when you don't forgive something or someone or whatever the case may be. You're going to go back to. Because it's something that you're relying on.
And I also will add this: people will try to find ways not to confront it or not to face it.
That's good.
And then not realizing that is a blessing and your breakthrough for your next level.
Wait, say that again? Woo! That was good. That was God. That probably was God right there. That was God. I was like, whoa. That's for your next level. Your next level. Because you got to confront it.
My mom actually 20 years with me and my dad, and she literally forgave my dad and literally moved to a different state. Maybe in less than a year, found her love of her life. Now they're married. And now they have a house. I'm like, whoa. So you being able to forgive my dad, all the years that literally 20 years, he took 20 years of your life.
Jesus.
But you were still with God and you were still forgiving him.
And God gave another relationship?
Gave a shot.
Gave a shot at another. We love you. We love you, Leslie Ma. We love you so much for that. And I want to say this. I commend you for not giving up, because you could have. I commend you for being a woman and actually forgiving him and actually you probably was trying to focus on yourself, and God literally allowed you to meet the man of your dreams. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love you. I love her for that. That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. So wow. That's a good story.
If you don't confront it, it will confront you. Period. It's gonna be coming up.
You was coming to a point. I think you was trying to say something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So going back to, if you're trying to cover it up or not try to face it, that breakthrough is not gonna come through. And I wanted to highlight that, trying not to confront it, because I feel like it's important to really face what's been haunting you. because you're gonna try to find avenues and like literally dark places to never confront it, and then you're gonna be like, I'm never this person. I was never this person. I used to be this person. Mm-hmm. Well, because you were scared. You got afraid.
Yeah.
You got afraid of confronting what God was trying to show you.
That's good.
And now you became, ooh, I'll be honest, you became a coward.
You shrinking again.
You shrinking. You
shrinking again. You become a coward when you don't face what God wants you to, and he put it in your,
come on, tell me.
He put it in your face to face it. He actually allowed you to bump into this relationship, get into this relationship that it poked, and you ignored it. Yeah. Not you per se, but a person will ignore the poke. But maybe the poke is because I gotta face it. I gotta get over this. This poke is for me to get over. Because this poke is allowing me to explode. Mm-hmm. This poke is allowing me to be something that I'm not. This poke is literally doing something and exploding in a different type of way. This poke is allowing me to become so low.
Wow.
And not rising up to that person God called me to be. Ooh.
If it took you that many times to get rock bottom, you're gonna get up either way. If it took you rock bottom, you're gonna come up.
And sometimes you gotta keep getting poked, because some people don't understand.
No, I was stubborn.
That stiff neck. It's real. You stiff necked it. Nah. And you getting this poke that's exploding, but you continue to allow it to poke until you hit that place.
You're like, I can't.
All right, God, I surrender.
That's what he wanted. Mm-hmm.
And that's what he wanted the whole time. So the trigger isn't to trigger you. The trigger is to free you. Mm-hmm. That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good stuff.
And I think it's also a good thing to pray. Because if you're like, I don't know what's going on. Because I'll be honest, when I was in those relationships and how I kept getting triggered, I'm like, it's their fault. What are they doing?
Wow, see?
And I was like, I would get upset with them, or I would blame myself, like, I'm not a good girlfriend. What am I doing? I'm getting them upset. Or they're seeing me as a bad person when I'm not. And it's like, it was never them. It was never the relationship. It was really the past.
It was the past. It was the principality, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood at all, you know? It was the principality. It's always the principality that's trying to allow you to not forgive yourself or forgive others. It's the principality. Forgiveness is something that's so amazing. She is so amazing because she allows you to not walk around heavy. You become light like listen.
And once triggered you will no longer. And you're gonna be like, whoa.
I ain't react to that.
I'm like, yeah, you get so surprised. Like, oh wow.
I ain't even react to that.
And then that first wake up, you're gonna be like, I want to forgive more.
Yes.
That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
That's good.
You're gonna start feeling lighter and more, and you're like, what else can I do to forgive?
Who can I forgive today?
Yes, exactly. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's really, really good. I love that. Leslie, I love that so much. You guys, we are finished with this episode. We so happy, and I am so happy, and I'm so proud of you for your progress. I'm so proud of you for who you're forgiving. I'm so proud of you for forgiving yourself. I'm so proud of you for forgiving your past and not allowing it to weigh on you. I am so happy for you. Leslie, any last remarks for you?
Forgive today. Forgive today. Come on now.
Forgive today. And so what we want you to do is subscribe, like, and comment. Anything that anything you want to say. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel.